And now to what people are calling the miracle in Pennsylvania. Doctors reviving a child found face down in a stream. The child had no pulse for more than an hour and a half. Mark Keller tells us what happened and how this child survived.
Gardell Martin is living proof that miracles do happen. The toddler took comfort in the loving arms of his mother, less than a week after nearly losing his life in a fast-moving stream at the rear of the family's home. It was Wednesday evening, March 11th, around 6 o'clock, when 22-month-old Gardell and two of his brothers were in the family's backyard playing. Somehow, Gardell slipped into the water. The strong current carried him about a quarter-mile downstream. A neighbor who was looking for the missing boy found him about a half hour later, stuck on a branch, face down in the water, and lifeless. First responders were already en route when the child was pulled from the icy 34-degree water.
I knew there was help on the way, and yeah, I just gathered the rest of the children around me and we prayed.
While the Martins prayed, EMTs began performing CPR on Gardell. He was eventually flown to Geisinger's Janet Wise Children's Hospital, where the pediatric intensive care staff was waiting.
As soon as he arrived and we were able to get him from the stretcher onto the table, everybody just began to work.
Doctors Richard Lambert and Frank Maffei were not optimistic.
He did not have a pulse and he wasn't breathing on his own, and he had no neurologic function. All those things were being done for him with the CPR and the breathing that was being done through the ET tube.
For all purposes intent, he's dead.
He's dead.
There was no signs of life for an hour and 41 minutes.
Doctors say Gardell's body temperature plummeted to about 75 degrees. The hypothermic-like state actually gave the child a second chance at life.
His organs were in a state of protection. They had very little metabolic needs.
As Gardell's body was slowly warmed, his pulse and heart rate eventually returned, a recovery for the record books.
The duration of CPR and the rapidity of the recovery and the completeness of the recovery, I think those are the things that stand out as quite striking.
A medical recovery for which Rose Martin can't put into words.
I just can't thank him enough. We feel very unworthy and very grateful.